Hey guys, welcome to Skipper Surf Review. So today I'm gonna go windsurfing. So I met the other day one guy at the skate park and we talk about surfing, about other things, about the conditions we have here in Rockaway Beach, which is really flat right now, and nothing comes through. So I got very desperate and he offered me a windsurfing lesson. So I'm gonna try to learn today and share something that I never tried before. I never even imagined that I will try windsurfing. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you guys for your continued support. Subscribe to my channel and I'll see you soon.
Please speak now.
Come on up. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
The reason I wanted you to come up actually is I'm going to show you a couple of like the Wave windsurf boards, just so you can see that. I think you'd find it interesting, the differences between surfboards and windsurf boards. They look a lot like guns, big wave guns. It's sailing. So you're learning to sail. Today you could be on a sailboat or a windsurf. It's about the same, principles wise. Hopefully there's enough wind though. We'll see.
Alright guys, so just got to the spot. Is a Rich. So he's a Jet Blue pilot, so he knows a lot of stuff about wind and windsurfing apparently. So I'm really excited to try it today, and thank you, Rich, for helping me with
my pleasure.
With windsurfing. We'll see how it's gonna go.
Yeah, the sail is just a big wing. So whether it's like this or a fin that's under the water, the principles are actually very similar. What I thought you would find interesting, it's a mid-length 6.6, and this was. This is the board I use actually 80% of the time here, and so I was kind of curious since you've tried so many different boards, and I'm actually relatively new to surfing. I was curious to see what you would think of this, but anyways, maybe sometime you give it a go. It's
I'm.
KT is Keek to Bull. He's out of Maui. He does the boards for.
Wow, very foiled down, and I like the flat deck. Looks very friendly.
Yeah, it's very very easy. I'm amazed with such small waves sometimes how well it does, and.
Yeah, I'm down. Maybe we'll try on Wednesday.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Sounds good. Hopefully we have some
Awesome.
waves. Yeah.
Awesome.
Have you been up here before? You want to take a look at from the balcony?
Oh, yeah.
See what it looks like? Never mind. It's just nap time.
Hey! Ooh, it's a cute cat.
So yeah, we have a view of the skate park. Can't quite see the shore break from here.
Whoop!
Little claw comes out.
Kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is. I probably don't use all of these as much as I would want to, but I have 7. Basically, in windsurfing, we don't really go by the length; we go more by liters. So I have 76 liters, 82, 89, and 99 liters. These are all wave boards made for wave sailing, as opposed to like racing or free riding or freestyle. Or the foiling and all that stuff. So.
Or like what Kailani does, like a turn, like a flips
yeah,
and airs and stuff.
When he's on his wave gear in Maui at Hokipa, he's on a wave board, and so generally speaking, these two boards are more for good waves. The bottom two are for mushy waves, and then we have to factor in wind conditions, side shore, onshore. I like a lot of float if I have onshore winds. With the jetties at the Rockaways, well, first of all, we shouldn't be windsurfing or kite surfing near surfers, and the Rockaways is not a wind sport, spot. However, to get offshore, you need extra float to get past when the wind is on shore, and the waves are coming in. It's very difficult to get out. So you have to kind of tack up wind because you can only go perpendicular to the wind. So, but yes, the boards are more expensive than surfboards, and so. That's the downside, but it's the cheapest form of sailing. So
I guess I would probably take the most friendly board.
Well, okay. So the board you're going to be using is not one of these today. Not for day one.
Okay.
We have your gear set up down in the garage.
Okay. Oh my god. For some reason I felt like I will go with this one.
No. We need more floats.
Okay.
We need more floats.
Wow.
But yeah, we'll give it a go and see.
Yeah. If you don't mind, how much is this one, for instance?
So I bought my stuff either used or on sale right like before COVID when prices dipped initially and then they were like, oh, everyone's out on the water, so they went back up. So this one I paid $750 used. Brand new. Some of these boards can be like $2,000. Like if it's this year's model and blah blah blah. You know, I always buy last year's model, and honestly, I wish I used these things more than I do. It usually involves driving out to like Long Island, Heckscher, State Park, Gilgo. There's several like windsurfing spots.
Here it's more like wide open.
Yeah,
right? Those spots. That
and you know, the nice thing about windsurfing is you're getting continuous rides. It never stops really unless you crash. And you know, Cross Bay Boulevard and Plum Beach are also spots here in the city where those are windsurfing communities where the kiters, the wing foilers, and the windsurfers go. But
could you legally go to Brooklyn Bridge, like under Brooklyn Bridge in New York, like area?
Yeah, so you got to really look at the wind. There's if you have wind shadow being blocked, you don't want to get stuck somewhere where you can't really, you know, as long as it's open. Like you're by the Verrazano, there's a place called Seagate, and you could practically windsurf under the Verrazano Bridge. And then in San Francisco, which is a really big windsurfing community, right by Golden Gate Bridge is Crissy Field, which is a flat water, a lot of wind sports right there. And there might even be like a little vacuum like from under the bridge that creates wind, like some of the good windsurfing spots like Hood River, the Gorge in Oregon, places like that.
Yeah, I've been to Hood River, so
yeah, there you go.
But I haven't surfed at that time.
Yeah, it's great windsurfing. But yeah, I really love riding waves. So if there's wind, this is a nice way to do it. If there's not wind, then we have surfing. So
awesome.
Yeah, they complement each other.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. So the nice thing is, we can just rig up right in the garage and carry it out. Basically, whatever size sail or board needed is, you can just bring it down, rig it in here, and carry it out.
Wow, so convenient. I can't even imagine like driving with this thing. Like you have to like fold it down.
Yeah, so literally I rigged it before you came, just because we're not going to go through that rigmarole today. That's one of the downsides that surfing and its beautiful simplicity you don't have to deal with.
Grab the board and then go. Yeah. How long it takes to put everything together?
It's like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yeah, it's just rigging a sail. This is all carbon and super light. The stuff I learned on was like heavy aluminum, so today you're gonna get a little workout, but you should already have your sea legs, and it's gonna be relatively light, especially with the lighter wind. So we'll
carbon.
See. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm going premium, premium materials.
Yeah, this is a nice sail. This is a nice sail. We have the board, which is obviously the main source of flotation. Just like surfing, you never abandon your board. That is your life vest, and right here is the universal, which connects to the mast foot, or otherwise known as the extension, and this extension attaches to the mast, which runs through the sail. And we have the boom, which is kind of like our big steering wheel.
The boom.
Your right hand will now be known as starboard, your left hand will now be known as port. And basically we're going to go through some of the points of wind. Right now it's about 7 knots, just a very light onshore breeze, which is okay. It's forecast to pick up a couple of knots.
So for Rockaway is like a south-southwest, south-southeast, that's what you need?
Well, so for the Rockaways, let's just say you want anywhere from side shore to onshore wind anywhere. Typically we wouldn't windsurf the Rockaways with the jetties. We're breaking that rule today. But typically you'd never really windsurf offshore wind unless you're in Aruba, which is a whole nother story we won't talk about. Today, the wind is blowing this way, generally speaking, and we have our circle right here. This is not an anarchy symbol, at least not for our purposes. So, obviously we can't sail directly into the wind. That would be called into irons. That's kind of the 30-degree, roughly, portion of the circle. And generally speaking, we're going to be sailing perpendicular to the wind, which is called beam reach. We won't go too hard on the terms, but basically, you can't sail into the wind, and that's the #1 rule. We have to be very conscious of where the wind is coming from And we're going to also have to be able to try and stay upwind. The tendency is not just to, you know, shoot straight downwind. You want to be able to come back on a similar line that you started out on. So having this situational awareness is very important. There's some, you know, good conditions here today actually, and a couple of paddle boarders out there in case something really goes wrong.
Should
So
the beginners wear the, you know, some flotation?
Yeah, it's fine. Typically, a lot of windsurfing spots like are pretty shallow, usually waist deep. Flotation's a good idea. I never did. A spot like this today, you know, we're going to go through how to control and manipulate the rig around. But typically, if you find yourself going too far out and you want to head back, you just kind of crash, or we'll talk about turning around and that sort of thing. But it's this normally would be like a multi-day process where we kind of learn. Today our goal is just to get Yuri cruising forward a little bit, and after that it'll be kind of like day 2 would be like, okay, jibing and tacking and turning around and, you know, that sort of thing.
My expectation was so low, like I just felt like I will just stand up and fall, but I was actually able to ride it in this condition. I'm so stoked, and thank you so much, Reach,
man, my pleasure.
for your help.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hooked now. I felt like I'm just going, like, using the wind for free. I don't have to go to the wave pool anymore or travel, do surf trips. I can just go here any conditions, not any conditions, like when it's onshore or cross shore, and have fun. So excited for maybe day 2.
Yeah, man.
And take it like on a slightly, not a bigger day, but like with more wind, so I can get more speed and drive.
And then after that, what we'll do is we'll have a nice side shore wind day with some real nice swell, and you just on the way out, instead of duck dive, you just hit the wave as a ramp. You go up 20 feet, land it, come back in and ride a few waves and carve.
Next hurricane swell. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support. Subscribe to my channel, like this video. Have questions, suggestions, please leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you guys, and I'll see you soon.